it's pretty obvious we really don't know what's good or bad. Does that make sense? And yet, if you're not careful, don't you think that you and I make determinations all day long about what'll be good and bad? Our children are growing up and we're thinking about maybe they'll go to college. Well, that'll be good. Well, maybe. All right? You see where I'm at with this? And you can see how we do these things. Well, daughter speaking to dad, should I take this job, Well, yeah, that'd be good. Well, maybe. Isn't that interesting? And we're making determinations so many times because we're accustomed to it and we're not asking the only one who knows. Right? And so you see what we just read. The tree of life was in the garden, but also the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And that doesn't mean you know everything about what's good and evil. What that means is a tree of knowledge. What that means is you decide to eat from the tree where you determine through the knowledge you have what is good and what is evil. And just that quickly, we've proven that with all of our knowledge, even our corporate knowledge in this room, we'll never know what's good and evil. And it's interesting, we call it today good and bad. Right? That's good, that's bad. Nobody much says that's evil. When somebody says something's evil, it conjures up thoughts of like 10,000 demons like ready to jump on you, right? That's evil. But the truth is, that word evil is translated bad and bad is translated evil. So when we say bad, we're saying evil. Because I want you to know something. And this is what's so important really to me about this. One of the things is there is no gray area. Everything on earth, because of the situation the earth is what we would consider good or what we would consider evil. Does that make sense? There's nothing, there's no just bad. Like we like to get this idea that the devil's not behind things, that there aren't, let's say gremlins, right, or whatever, behind things. Really, it's just a bad decision. It's evil. It's actually the opposite of God. And I want you to know sometimes what we call good is even the opposite of God. Because you notice, there wasn't a tree of good and a tree of evil. There was a tree of life and a tree where you think you know enough to know good and evil.